Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, O God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sandman. Viral Hip Hop News. We're in the building. It's a Monday. Y'all know how we do in this mother. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What's good? Back in the building once again. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Episode number 106 today, man. Appreciate all the listeners, especially everybody listening on YouTube. You already know what to do, man. Go ahead and tap that like button and make sure you share this video with a family member or a friend. Let them know that the Uncensored Truth Podcast, was here and here to stay. Let's get it.
Indeed, man. So we had a great live show on Friday.
Yeah.
Indeed, man. Had an electrifying audience in front of there, man. Had a real great response. Dropped that live show for the audience on the Uncensored Truth Podcast on Saturday. We're getting great responses for that, man. But I want to say something to the people that watch real quick. This is just something real off cue. Let me make something perfectly clear real quick
I should have cut the
people
music.
Listening on the Uncensored Truth Podcast, because we appreciate everybody that watches and supports, those who agree with us, those who disagree, whether you know it or not. We appreciate all the engagement. That being said, heard a lot of people that had a little bit of issue in taking with our Kanye West conversation. In particular, are taking side with Jay-Z. A lot of people calling us fanboys. That made me laugh a little bit, because I think of fanboys, I think of little kids just being so starstruck on somebody that they really just can't see no wrong in that person. Let me make something perfectly clear, guys. Let me make something clear. We nobody that we talk about on this platform pays us anything. Nothing. The only person that I get paid by is DLS Media Incorporated. The CEO of that platform, the CEO of that corporation is me. That'd be me. Same man. You get paid by Hip Hop News Uncensored Incorporated. The CEO of that is Oh God. That's how we get paid. We owe no one anything on here. The only fans that I have, only people that I'm fans of, are my two children. I'm not fans of fucking anybody. I owe no one anything. I talk how I see it, and how I see it may not be how you see it. We can agree to disagree. No fanboys here, guys. So y'all can leave that. Y'all gonna say it anyway, but let's make that perfectly clear. Y'all may be a little bit fanboys, and that's not everybody. Shout out to the people that support. But let's just make that perfectly clear. No fanboys in this here.
I think we kept it pretty much down the middle with that whole conversation. I thought
if people would listen all the way, they would get proper perspective. See, a lot of people had issue with us saying that Kanye West was crazy, and this is the proper context of that conversation. If Kanye West thinks that he made Jay-Z, if he created his career, Kanye West is crazy. If Kanye West had royalties unpaid to him for production that he did on any album underneath Rockefeller Records that he didn't get paid for, Kanye West deserves to get paid. Let's not forget something. We were sitting here defending Kanye West when it wasn't popular to defend Kanye West. When he was over here talking all this wild shit and doing this, we were trying to weave through the cracks and make sure that we got the proper dialect out here for the people, even though he may have been throwing it out the right way, or media outlets have grabbed it and do whatever they wanted, or social media spend it. Nah, we wanted to keep it for the truth, uncensored, how we like to do. So if we see a situation where he's trying to say that he created Jay-Z's career, we'll call that brother crazy. Because he's crazy for saying it. If he's owed money, he deserves his money. So please, let's keep it in proper context.
Man, definitely. I definitely, agree with that. That kind of is what it is. The people in the comments, man. I ain't even look at them joints like that, to be honest.
Well, I had nothing to do this weekend. I was a little bit behind. Maybe the family, they went on a little bit of a trip. It's me and my little man in there. He was involved in this video game. So I was sitting there chilling with the people.
Scrolling,
and I'm enjoying and chilling with the people and engaging. Because, we said we were going to do that a little more to get with the people. And I seen some shit and I was like, man, y'all got me on a good day, man. But I appreciate each and every one.
No doubt. That's all good. We love constructive criticism. Keeps on your toes.
I had somebody say, because I was in there. Somebody said, I don't like the way that dude looks.
Damn.
I don't like the way that dude sounds. It's just something about him. It was a man, too. What kind of... I'm going to say it like my man TK do, man. Who raised you niggas? Who raised you niggas? Y'all got to go ask your women about that, man. Don't take issue with it. It is what it is. Y'all can always hit that dislike button. You can always turn it off. But for some reason, you just can't do it. Because we try to give you nonstop real content. We're humble about it. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest. We usually start with sports. Wasn't nothing going on in football. I was bored, so I had to.
They got a Super Bowl this week, though. We'll talk about that real quick. Who you got winning that? It just feels weird. I ain't watched none of the media coverage yet. We'll just feels weird with LA in there, man. I don't know. I think the Saints should have been in there.
I don't mind the Rams in there. You see, we heard, the Saints are pissed off about it.
Oh yeah,
the fans are pissed off about it. They're not going to let that go. They're bitter about the year before, and now this makes it just throws gas on the fire. So, all that being said, the Rams are in the fucking Super Bowl against the Patriots again. Two not very popular teams, unless you're fans of theirs. Brady's doing something that we've never seen before, and he said he's not retiring until he's 45 years old.
Wow.
He's 40, I think, one maybe right now. So
he gonna rock.
He got 3 or 4 years. He got it in him. So he's trying to do something unheard of. The Rams got a dynamic offense. They got a great front four. I see this looking like one of those Patriot Giant kind of Super Bowls.
3-point victory,
where
maybe.
it can go either way. And I don't know if Brady has the ball at the end. Patriots are winning that game.
Period.
Yeah,
that's just the way it's gonna go. I don't think Jared has enough in his tank to get it done. I think that the Patriots line will hold up. They might get a couple sacks, but Brady's Brady. He's gonna do what Brady does, win a championship. You know what I mean? Again, the Rams don't have it. They shouldn't be there.
Right.
Shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be there.
So you watching?
Huh?
Are you gonna watch?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Definitely. I watch every Super Bowl. It's just what I do, but I don't think the Rams should be in that game. They are. They're gonna lose.
Are you gonna be sitting there with tight face looking at Travis Scott do the Super Bowl halftime show? You're gonna skip it like we do every other year.
I don't really. That don't really bother me too much, to be honest with you, man.
That's a smoke break.
Yeah.
I'll go and have something rolled out real quick and take that 30 minutes to blaze and come back and grab something to eat and watch the rest. I ain't watching that shit.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But yeah, man, Super Bowl this week, and pretty much it, man. Winding down. But yeah, man, you tune into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Oh God and Sam, man. Going in on this Monday, almost through the month. Man, we had a powerful, opening month to the podcast. Definitely plan on doing a lot of big things, this year. So we do appreciate all, the listeners, man. But we got a little bit of a lineup today. It's not a lot really popping, but it's some stories that we want to share with y'all. Starting off with this Michael Jackson, story in 1 second. All right, so a new documentary called Leaving Neverland has pretty much been making its rounds at the Sundance Film Festival, and it's getting a lot of people are really starting to change their perception about Michael Jackson, but his family. Michael Jackson's family is livid at this documentary, and they released a statement, via media, and they say Michael always turned the other cheek, and when always we turn the other cheek, when people have gone after family members and of our family, this is the Jackson way, the statement read, but we just can't stand by while this public lynching goes on. Michael was not here to defend himself. Otherwise, these allegations would not have been made. Now, the Sundance Film Festival is running a film, for people who don't know, called Leaving Neverland, where they pretty much detailing Michael Jackson's relationship with the 7-year-old boy, with another young man. That pretty much they're saying that, he was performing sexual acts and pretty much grooming, these young, children. Now, according to Robeson, the abuse started when he was visiting his family at the Neverland Ranch, in Santa Maria, California, when he was 7 years old. Now, according to the allegations, Jackson performed oral sex on Robeson and asked him to do the same in return. He would also ask Robeson to get on all fours and expose his anus while Jackson masturbated. Robeson says the abuse continued until he was 14 years old. He says in the doc that once he went through puberty and after one instance of attentive anal sex, Jackson, was not interested in him after he went, through puberty. It also must be noted that Jackson was brought up, on charges, but was acquitted. He was acquitted, for this, but these guys now, it's a documentary, almost like the R. Kelly situation. Don't want to really intertwine them, but now people are looking at Michael Jackson like he's a pedophile, even though the fact that he's been acquitted, found not guilty of this charge. Sam, man, what do you think about Leaving Neverland? Another film, tarnishing another legend of ours. What do you think about that?
Well, a lot of people are trying to say, and I see a lot of people on social media saying, well, after this R. Kelly dragon, we got to make sure that we keep the same energy for this Michael Jackson situation. And I disagree with that, because unlike R. Kelly, who had forged documents, a marriage license with a 15-year-old girl, a sex tape, who everyone who's seen it with two eyes knows it was him, though he got acquitted. And then you got a situation with Michael Jackson where you have a lot of very disgusting, negative, real, just passe kind of rumors.
Yeah.
Things that he's been acquitted for, and things that all of the people that have been outspoken about him doing these disgusting things have all said they were lies, including the two gentlemen that are in this documentary.
Absolutely.
Robinson testified at a trial that he slept in Jackson's room many times, but that Jackson never molested him. Safe Chuck made the same statements to investigators as a boy. So both of these two men said it. We all know Michael Jackson died in 2009. They want to come back out in 2013 and say that they, due to stress and trauma, were forced to face them and face the truth and admit that they were sexually abused. And then they do civil suits. But they're both also known as lying motherfuckers. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah.
Lying motherfuckers.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you have a situation where a man is no longer here to defend himself,
yes, sir,
whether you think he did it, whether you think he didn't, you no longer have a man here to defend himself. How can you just throw so much taint and so and so much this terrible, what's the word I'm looking for? Just disgusting,
the stain on
somebody's name. How can you do that?
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick, and this is, it's not fair, because when they had the opportunity was presented for them to take this brother down, they, went in front of the courts, and told them, that nothing ever happened. So the court, which we put our trust in, obviously, any other time, found out that it was, there wasn't enough evidence to bring this brother Michael Jackson up on charges. But then you have a film that comes out after the man is dead that depicts him in a certain way. And not only that, a lot of people are saying that the film was very one-sided, that the director of the film didn't want to really do interviews where he could really be challenged. So there's a lot of, things that go on to say, that this is really an attack, a slander, defamation on Michael Jackson to exploit him for even more money, and to destroy his image, even further. I mean, it's like once you go to the court, that's all we can go with. They don't have enough evidence to convict. You can't come back and say, oh, yeah, he did it, and expect us to believe you. We got to call you, we feel you are. And that is a liar at this point. That's just what we feel, looking at the evidence in front of us.
Well, we asked ourselves a question in R. Kelly's situation, not to keep bringing up R. Kelly, and as far as, are they setting him up? Is somebody trying to destroy the legacy and name of R. Kelly? And we say, well, does he own his own music? And obviously he doesn't. Does Michael Jackson own his music? Yeah, he owns a lot of his music and a lot of other people's music, a lot of legendary catalogs out here. Michael Jackson was very connected. We all know how this music industry works. We all know how these masters work out here when it comes to their masters and other people's masters. So when you look at why, when you ask yourself, why would they want to take down someone like Michael Jackson? Why would these disgusting allegations? Because we all know, how do you have someone turn on them, somebody else? Go ahead and say they did something to a child. We all know Michael Jackson loved children. He was just generally just loved kids. And maybe he was somebody that didn't quite or was understood like you and I maybe understand something, but that doesn't mean that he's molesting children.
Right.
He was an open book. His shit was open. Everyone was able to go in there and see what they needed to see. No one ever said they were molested. Now you have certain reports that came out and said this and that was brought up in court. If Michael Jackson was guilty of any of those accounts, trust and believe, during those times at the height of his career, his ass would have been in jail. Didn't matter how much money he had or anything. He sat in courts numerous times throughout his career for the same situation and never was brought up on anything. You ask yourself why? They want that money.
Well, let me just, I gotta, read Robeson and Safe Ducks. They made a statement because people were coming at them about the money. Yeah. They say they made it clear they were never offered any compensation, for participating in leaving Neverland. They say, we are just trying to tell the story, to shine light on it, says Safe Chuck. The same way, knowing Wade went through this, we can give other people the connection and comfort that we received. So they said they didn't receive any compensation at all, for this film. They just wanted to tell their story. What are your thoughts on that?
So you put your name out there, so now you can get interviews. You can sit on ABC. Yeah, you can do hair. Don't fucking play me with no goddamn. You didn't make no money on this. You made plenty of money from this. You're pieces of shit, and that's with all disrespect. Because I sit here and ask you, you had reports on him that he molested you. You sat in court. If you really wanted justice, then you would have had his ass sitting in jail if he really did these disgusting things to you. Or like a OJ situation, when you see the Goldmans, they sat there and filed a civil suit. They're getting money for this situation, whether you're guilty, found guilty or not. We're getting compensation because we knew you did wrong. You didn't file a civil suit then. No money was passed around. Now all of a sudden you get this moral fucking compass and want to go ahead and do a documentary so that you may not be getting compensated, but you can go ahead and do some interviews like a lot of other these people that did documentaries are doing right now. They're cashing in.
And it leads to books, and it leads to all different things, opportunities that we may never, when we're forgetting about this, they'll still be making money off his legacy. That's what it looks like, here. Again, we weren't there, so I do want to make it clear. But the fact that the opportunity was presented, to pull this man down, if it was true, they found that it wasn't true. They testified under oath. It is what it is. That's the only thing we can go with at this point, was on the court record, and it appears that Michael Jackson was innocent of that. So this documentary right now is slanderous. Now it doesn't say, make it clear whether the family is going to go after them, to try to sue them. I think they can, but I think it may be a long shot. It is defamation and slander, on the estate of Michael Jackson. So I do expect them to. So that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Let's make this a learning lesson for everybody. If you have a child, if you're a parent of a child, don't leave your fucking kid with anybody you don't know. I don't care if it's Michael Jackson. I don't care if it's this person, that person. I don't care how much you think you trust them. If that's your child and that's your baby, and there ain't no other babies running around like a birthday party, don't leave your kid with them. It's that in itself is very suspicious for a parent to just go ahead and willingly drop a boy off to a grown ass man's house.
Right.
That at that point is knowingly out here, whether it be true or not, for doing nasty things, in particular the little boys. So you go ahead and willingly go ahead. Now, Wade Robinson was a choreographer. He used to dance and all this shit. Why leave your kid over there? That's something crazy that you got to really question. So just to take it up as a learning lesson, if you find yourself in this situation, be there with your kids.
Yeah, no doubt.
Be there with your kids.
Yeah, definitely. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman, blowing through your speakers today on this Monday. Everybody listening on YouTube, I need y'all to do me 2 favors. Hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Sandman, DMX, was released from prison over the weekend, early, I think Friday. And, he dropped a little video clip, and I want to get your thoughts on this. It's leading people to speculate a lot of different things about DMX. So I'll play this clip, and I'll get your thoughts on this.
Well, fuck no weapon we shall prosper. So it don't matter what they try, it don't matter what they think, it don't matter what they attempt. We're gonna prosper. Hey, let me say, dog. My nigga from 100. God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb. You think I started in the womb? He had his hand on me since before the womb. Like, this nigga is gonna do this. You're gonna make this happen. You're gonna touch this person. You're gonna touch these people. I am God's child. I am God's child. I am God's child. It hurts sometimes. Always. It hurts sometimes.
All right, so that's DMX, leaving, somewhere. I don't know exactly where he was leaving, there, but caught in the facility there, in the hallway. Some brothers running into him, you heard it. You seen the clip there. Yeah. What do you think of that? Do you think anything of that, or?
This is what I think of it. Listening to it, you can always listen to DMX. You can always listen to what he has to say. He has one of those voices and has one of those personalities where it stops you. It's real powerful. This is something that he's always done. What just kills me is how it's going to be spun in today's age in social media, where everyone just has the gasoline tank in their hands when they go ahead and just throw fire over a situation. Now, DMX just got out of prison. This man doesn't really necessarily need to be on camera, but everybody got a phone and everybody wants to capture a moment. I wish it was a day and age where we can just listen to the words and hear the power in its content, as opposed to looking at the image and causing and looking and just putting a picture, as opposed to just digesting what is really going on. Because people can really get a message out of what DMX is saying. And it's, like I said, something he's been saying forever. You and I've heard him say that a million times, different kind of ways. But if you watch this as a 14-year-old, 13-year-old kid, ignorant as hell, you might think something crazy.
You might think he was on drugs or something, or
he just got out, so who knows?
Or drunk, you know what I mean, and was saying, you know, whatever, you know what I mean. But you know, interesting, definitely, because there's been a lot of different headlines that I've seen that you know, spun that a lot of different ways so far.
I'm sure.
You know, I even see people saying that's not the same DMX. That's what I wanted to ask you about the whole cloning thing. Like, this video's up saying, you know, not necessarily because that video maybe, but just, you know, I don't know why people, you know, feel like people are cloned. Do you think that even though YouTube was banning conspiracy videos,
camera cut,
do you think that DMX is a clone?
Come on, man. Listen, let's be. How much do you think a clone would cost? Just roundabout. Couple million,
probably like 10 or more, maybe.
10 or more $1 million.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna clone a super soldier out there to go make sure we go get money or oil. Let's just be real cynical.
Damn.
We gonna clone rappers.
Yeah.
Rappers who have really done what? I mean, they've made an impact on a lot of people's lives out here, but when you look at it from who's looking at it for real, who's making a clone,
right?
The fuck are they doing? Y'all, you clone Gucci Mane. You turn Gucci Mane from being a stone cold killer hustler to a better man.
A drug addict.
A drug addict.
Yeah.
You turn Dave Chappelle from doing the Chappelle show and all that to sit here kicking game and really no different, just a little more weight. You clone that. So now you're saying we clone DMX. And you turn him into an old man.
A preacher now.
A preacher. He been a preacher.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That ain't no goddamn clone, man. Come on with this clone.
He does look a little older. I guess he's been in jail. So that's the jail look when you come out. It's pale look. And
when DMX came out in 96, bro, that's 20-something fucking years ago. That man's had a life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see Diddy up there with his beard, he getting gray too. The people that we used to look at, they're getting old, man.
Yeah, old men. Yeah.
They're getting old men.
Yeah.
It's time for the clone. Y'all people with this clone, y'all got to sell me more. Give me some more evidence than a black man walking into jail, walking out better or walking out older like he's supposed to, and he's cloned. Yeah. If he came out here and started a cult and something wild or shot up a mall, not to say that they will.
Right.
I'm not saying that.
Damn, that's a yellow right there.
But saying something wild, you know what I mean? Then it's like,
you know, it's gonna be yellow as soon as we put it on.
No, we're gonna blink that part.
Nah, it's cool.
We're gonna blink that part.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. But you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and Sandman sitting over there from Viral Hip Hop News. Everybody listening, go into the description box and make sure y'all follow the official Uncensored Truth podcast channel. Or if you're just listening to this on any other network, just type it in YouTube or any other where you listen to music or podcast. Type Uncensored Truth podcast in to find us. Definitely, man. Yes,
indeed, man. So I was looking through IG, seeing my man, the legendary LL Cool J, drop something on his IG. Let me pull that up real quick for the people.
Yes, sir.
He said, name an artist that came on the scene within the last 10 years that represents classic hip hop. Go. Now, the second I saw it, he dropped it probably 30 minutes to me seeing it. Overwhelmingly, Kendrick and Cole. I mean, I went down as far as I could stomach, because that's not my thing. And it was all Kendrick and Cole. I see nothing but
artist that dropped, the artist that came out.
He said, name an artist that came on the scene within the last 10 years that represents the classic hip hop.
Definitely Kendrick and Cole. Who else?
There's a lot of young boys that, I mean, we're saying within the last 10 years, so I want to go probably within 10 years. You know who disappoints me?
Who?
Drake. Because he came out about that 10-year time.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was really starting to deliver, even though he had the mixture. His hip hop was there. It was there. It was at the point where, okay, where are you going to go next? I'd say he was there with J. Cole. He was better than J. Cole when he became to rapping back then. Kendrick, he was sitting there. They were all doing records together. And it was like, all right, what's next? And then you seen Kendrick's ascension. Then you seen Cole's ascension. And then you seen Drake's. And it kind of was like, all right, they went this direction when it came to real hip hop. He went to the club. And that's no diss to him. That ain't no diss to him.
No, I get it.
Because he's making bangers. He's #1 hits all day long.
So then is it really real hip hop, I guess you're saying? You're making a differentiation between, I get it. I ain't said we get it, but just to break it down for the people, Drake kind of went to more of the feel-good party type music, club music, and they went to more of the real boom bap hip hop to make your soul feel it. Is that what you're saying?
That's 100% what I'm saying.
I got you.
And I'm gonna reference one of the legends and what he said. That's Nas. I was watching the show yesterday on Netflix. I forgot what it was called, but he's driving through Louisiana, and that question was asked to him. Do you want club hits? He said, I never wanted to be a club rapper. I never wanted to be a club maker. Now they make hit after hit after hit, but when I don't make that music for the club. I make that music for real hip hop, for you to think, for you to do that. When I go to the club, I don't want to hear me. I want to hear the party. I just want to enjoy myself. I don't want to listen to real lyrics. I don't want to. He said, I don't know how Drake does it. And when I heard that, I said, damn, I don't know how Drake does it. But Drake considers himself one of the top rappers in the game. He's one of the top artists. He's one of the top sellers. But classic hip hop?
I think a lot of people would disagree with you on that. And I think a lot of people will put, him right up there with Kendrick and J. Cole, as far as even the real hip hop essence of hip hop category too, being able to capture that throughout his albums with different songs and features. Definitely,
he could have. And I mean, and then you can agree to disagree. I have no problem with that. Please disagree with me. We enjoy it. But when you look at the first album and even the second album, and you go, what's next? And you look at the two people that they're sitting there overwhelmingly saying, Kendrick and Cole, which is perfect because they sit right into that pocket in that lane with Drake. They're probably in the same draft class I could put it in. He went to the club. He went for the ladies. And you see To Pimp a Butterfly and what was it? Forest Hill Drive. And you're like, whoa, these brothers are really, they're taking it to another level. J. Cole and Kendrick, and Drake is kind of getting to that pop star status, still winning, still killing it.
Right.
But now it's like, maybe this is why you don't hear his name in the conversation, because you only hear Kendrick and Cole, and they deserve it. But then when I think you maybe be able to put Meek Mill in that conversation soon, but he was a lot more on the, he had club bangers, and he also was in the drug culture a little bit when it came to his music. He's evolving now. Beautifully evolving now. Facts. Can't wait to see where he's going in the next 10 years, because I believe he'll be around.
So it's only 2? What about Wale? He was one that kind of was, going away. Even though he hasn't had the commercial success, as your J. Cole or Kendrick, he's been a solid rapper through the last 10 years. Would you put him up there, or do you just kind of throw him? What do you think about the
lyrically? I don't throw him under it, because he can go lyrically for anybody. But doesn't it matter? To be the ultimate package of what LL is talking about. When you think of where he was talking about with the Biggies and the Pacs and the Rakims and the KRS-Ones and the Big Daddy Kanes, they had both.
You got to have both.
They had both.
Yeah.
So Wale maybe have had the lyrics, but he fell short when it came to the people, because he necessarily couldn't relate, or whatever the case may have been. Now you see two people in Kendrick and Cole who aren't out there really high on social media, don't really put themselves out there. They're not getting much buzz. They're not getting any clicks on any kind of social media for any drama. They just winning with real bars.
That's facts.
So why did Wale fall off where they ascended? I don't know.
I mean, he's put his little theories, I should say, out there as to
Kendrick
that.
is black as him.
I know, but I'm just saying he put it out there.
Kendrick is
that's
black
the first thing. That's the first thing that I thought, as well. But it is a good point. You can't have too many of them.
Kendrick admittedly said he was an Israelite on an album.
But you can't have too many though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have what I say, your cream.
I don't buy that nowadays in music. I don't buy these. Not when it's independent, not when you can do this. He's sitting up under a label. First off, you look at the label he's under, and you're gonna tell me that Ross is holding him back? I'm
not saying that Ross is holding him back. I mean, I think he was kind of just a victim of success. There was so many other.
Say a grown man is a victim.
I'm saying like Meek. I mean, Meek was just so powerful on that label. He kind of blew Wale away. I still like Wale.
Would that be your excuse?
No, it's not an excuse. I mean, how many times you see people from one label pop like that, like 2 or more? It's not really a lot. You see that. You see it with Young Money. Right. Get you. So he's still, I think, respectable. He just wasn't able, or is not able to do the numbers, or make the hits like other people.
What I think happened with Wale, and maybe why I don't want to say he fell off, because there's still a lot of time. And when you got a talent, as far as when creating music like a Wale does, you'll never fall off. He got too involved with the social media. He got too involved with what people were thinking and with people and how people were perceiving him, that just got away from him just doing what naturally comes best to him. And that's just making hits. Even if your buzz is in DC, Atlanta, here, you corner those markets and you make the best out of those markets, as opposed to trying to be that 100% that star that you're seeking, or that you so think that you deserve. Because as long as you can stay relevant, that you're sitting on a volcano and it could pop at any time. Right. When you did that song Lotus Flower Bomb with Miguel, it was a hit. Fire. Those are one hit away from doing that. So you just stay relevant, get out of the what somebody's saying or what somebody's thinking about me, and continue to do what's best for you. I think that he got away from that which is kind of why he's sitting in the situation he's in. Once he gets back to just saying, fuck everybody, I'm going to make music what's best for me and the people who like it, we'll see Wale back out here doing what he does.
Yeah, interesting.
You got Big Sean. I mean, and not just throwing names out there. He was lyrical, but then he kind of fell off.
Damn.
Not fell off.
Detroit gonna get at you.
Not fell off, but when you look at how people need and just have a feed for music. Now, is that bad or good for music in general and hip hop? Just the natural thirst for more music, more and more and more. Is it good or bad that we haven't heard a Big Sean in a while?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I get what you're saying. I definitely understand from that angle when you're talking about, you know, to me, it's just so many of them. You know what I mean? You really got, because you have somebody else like, well, you crazy, man. Big Sean had this and this and that. And they're real big fans of him. You know, I'm just not a big fan of Big Sean. Not that I don't like him. I just don't really follow him, you know, per se like that. But, you know, you got to put them up there. I mean, the thing is that you have your rappers that transcend, like your Nas's, your Jay-Z, that kind of pull them away from like your DMX and, you know, your Cam'rons. They still good, but they put them on a whole nother plateau. That's like Kendrick, you know what I mean, and J. Cole. They go a stretch beyond these other guys. It just is what it is.
Yeah, they do.
It's kind of hard to really, not this, you know, it just, I don't know. It just is what it is. I can't even explain it more.
You know, it's funny because I remember talking about Kendrick. And when the Damn album came out, and I'm like, yo, it's a classic. And we were having this conversation, who's the best in hip hop? And I say, we got to watch for Kendrick. You didn't really talk about Kendrick too much. You said the jury was still out in your eyes. But you said something in our pre-production meeting about Kendrick that you need to share. Or you don't need to share, my bad. But I think you should share in regards to your respect level and where you at with Kendrick now. Where are you at with Kendrick?
Oh, I would say that, you know, he's putting out artworks now, like masterpieces at this point. That's even transcended even hip hop. You know, with the Pulitzer Award that he won, you know what I mean? People get this for writing literature. You know what I mean? He came out, you know, and won that. And then, you know, I forget the song on The Panther. I forget the name of the song. Forgive me with the girl. I forget the name of it. But yeah, it's just like songs like that are songs that he makes music that 10 years, 15, 20 years, you can still listen to it and it's still going to be relevant. You know, like a Marvin Gaye. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people have stuff that's good for now, but if you listen to it 5, 10 years down the line, like I can't listen to this shit. He makes that type of music and I can't wait to see what he does next. Even though I slept on him, I got to admit, I probably don't listen to him as much as you do, but I still have to, you know, pay homage to his genius at the end of the day. I think he's the top, you know, young cat right now, even above J. Cole, in my opinion.
What I respect about Kendrick so much is he's so fearless about how he's putting out music. He doesn't think about the next song. He thinks about the entire body of work and how he's going to display it. You don't see too many singles get thrown out prior to the body of work. You don't see too much fanfare. It's the here you go, here's the body of work. And then I'll throw singles out here to make you come to the body of work. And that's where it's masterful. That's where it's art, because you don't see too many people. You see you're here today, going tomorrow artists that got this one hot song. They may get caught in the club, catch fire in the club, get hot for a year, and then it's here and gone. And you have some artists that may put out a great album, but that second album, that sophomore album, doesn't step to par, and then the label, it takes them down. And they're often scared to kind of do what they want to do what's genuine to them. They want to go with what's hot now. You see a lot of rappers, they doing the same cadence, they doing the same flows, they listening to the same beats.
Tory.
I mean, Flex. I mean, even though Tory's talented, we'll get to Tory.
Here we get to Tory.
We'll get to Tory. But when you see a Kendrick Lamar and you see the different albums and you go through his body of work, it's all different each time. But the message is always like, damn, did you hear what he said? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So you always look forward to what's next in the Kendrick album, even though you know he can go out here and just spit bars and smoke and kill people. He can also go ahead and give you something to really think about. And that's where his respect needs to be. Like, damn, like he's here when it comes to other rappers, because he's fearless.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to, you know, start to give him more, you know, of a listen, you know, in my title playlist. Definitely at this point.
It's dope.
I mean, definitely. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast, the most underrated, underappreciated podcast in the world right now, man. But we popping right now through your YouTube speakers. Everybody listening that rocks out with us, you already know what I need y'all to do. Hit that like button and go ahead and share this video. All right, speaking of Tory Lanez, man, Tory Lanez finally dropped, you know, a response to Don Q, and we listened to it, Sam, man, and we listened to Tory Lanez first, and we listened to Don Q, and I gotta say, no disrespect to the cat Don Q, but his body bag. I got to give it to Tory Lanez on that one. I think Tory Lanez, stepped up to the plate. And even though a lot of people, the first comment I seen, well, it kind of sounds like Drake's cadence in his flow. Yeah, he still bodied it though. I got to give, props to Tory.
Well, one thing we do know is Tory does like to mimic people's cadences. And one of Don Q's biggest beefs with Tory, and it's not real beef, but we talk about it as far as why he wanted to get involved in the battle, is the Funk Flex 8-minute freestyle by Tory Lanez. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that they took his flow or Tory took their flow. Oh, when he first put it out, I was hearing a lot of people say that he took a lot of Cassidy's bars. Then you hear J Hood say he took some of his bars. Then you hear Don Q, Then you hear Don Q say he took some of his bars. So it sounds like Tory Lanez just took a culmination of everything he likes, and maybe genuinely took a lot of bars and put them into the one thing. But there's a lot of people with a lot of gripes. That being said, a lot of people are sleeping on this little cat right here because he's putting in work. Yeah. And if you aren't coming ready, and don't be mad at him because he's sitting there and trying to what you may think take over for 6ix9ine and on academics and all this, and whether you're fans of him or not, I'm gonna give him props where props is due because he's very intelligent. Right. Everybody's paying attention to Tory Lanez in that demographic to where he needs them to pay attention to. And when music drops, people are going to listen. And he's coming at people and bringing back genuine, real hip hop. I mean, you got older cats that are coming at him that he don't even know that's coming at him anymore. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about them in a minute. But when you talk about Tory Lanez and what he's doing right now, is very, very intelligent. Now, getting to the bars, I agree with you. I think he cooked them. He cooked them for a very long time. Yeah, like 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute. Right. It was a nice little chef job. And if you're going to come at Tory Lanez, you better come prepared.
What do you think about Tory Lanez, though? Tory Lanez wanting to battle now J. Cole. Tory Lanez, he put out a statement, and he wants to go through the whole, pretty much the Dreamville, roster to get to J. Cole. He says, the only thing I'm going to say about the Dreamville situation is I'll take on the whole Dreamville out by myself. And if I do that, you got to give me Cole. He said, that's all I'm saying. I'll take JD Boz, nigga, that Kaz dude, but he wants Cole. What do you think about Tory Lanez now wanting to go straight to the top? Courage, but can he take J. Cole?
He's smart.
Lyrically.
He's smart. Because J. Cole is not battling Tory fucking Lanez.
He's scared?
Is he scared? No.
He just don't do that type of stuff.
No. Right? That's just like that's
we
like
want to see it.
I'm trying to compare that. That's like LeBron James battling Jordan in the 1-on-1. You go ahead and run your mouth. It's not even like LeBron. That's like shit. Think of somebody else.
Get you for that.
But it's like somebody else trying to battle LeBron. That's not gonna happen.
Who's LeBron or who's Jordan?
In what situation?
With Tory and J. Cole.
Tory's not LeBron or Jordan.
Damn.
Tory's not LeBron or Jordan. Not yet. Great music, but you can't put him up there. Well, how many albums has he put out of classic rap albums that we can go, damn, he's doing this thing? Can he freestyle? Fuck yeah. Is he cooking a lot of dudes that's coming at him? Yeah. Even though, did he win against Joyner? Not in my opinion. Okay. Don Q, he got, and Don Q has some real bars. Don Q has some real slick shit you had to really dig into and listen to. I heard it first, but one thing that I had before I even listened to Tory's joint was his engineer, because it seemed like his blends weren't right. It seemed like it was getting popped in and out. Like you could hear him coming in and out. So it's like somebody,
Don Q?
Yeah, okay, somebody stopping to take. He's going line for line, and you can hear that.
What?
His blends ain't where they're supposed to be. Wow. I listened to it a couple times. I'm like, damn, his engineer didn't do him justice when it comes to the blends.
Tory Lanez 80.
And Tory Lanez came with a better body of work.
I wish we could play it.
But when it comes to J. Cole, smart. He's smart because J. Cole's not going to come at him. But what's the best way to poke the bear? If we wanted to grab some attention, we're going to go for the absolute top, and we're going to really start poking. And if you want attention. So
I like guys like this. Not to cut you off. I love guys, who just, just swing for the fences, even though they might get knocked the fuck out. It's like, yo, I want this dude. And you never know.
If J. Cole says his name, does he win?
He definitely wins.
He wins.
If J. Cole responds lyrically.
He says one line. If J. Cole got an album coming out, if he talks about Tory Lanez in that fucking album, Tory wins.
Right.
It's smart. Let's talk about the people that came at Tory Lanez, because there's a lot of rappers that we grew up on. Dope rappers.
Yeah.
But didn't seem to find the success that they may have been looking for later on down the road with the rise of social media and things like that. I'm not bringing up names. I may eventually, but I'm not bringing up names right now. They also came at Tory Lanez. And I will say right now that both of their freestyles was better than Don Q's. But you don't hear any attention. I said I wasn't going to bring up any names. J.R. Ryder and J. Hood.
Oh, yeah, okay. Everybody going to know anyway.
J. Hood, J. Ryder.
Yeah.
Both of their freestyles were better. than Don Q's. Both.
Okay.
But Tory don't give a fuck. Tory ain't listening. Tory don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Now, we reach out to various people throughout our media because obviously we want to give everybody their equal time to sit on this platform, a platform that humbly does great numbers, that can give anybody some great attention if they came and chopped it up with your boys and really had a great interview, all while promoting your music. When I think of the situation like that, I think of a very good business plan. Now, we talked a couple minutes ago, I said that Tory Lanez is smart. Why? Because he kind of jumped on an academic's back, whether you like him or not. And now he has a media personality pushing anything that he says, anything. It's on his IG, it's on his YouTube. He's his personal front man. Very smart. So now if you got a beef, it's out there. You got this, plus, it's out there. This, it's out there. You're getting them out there. Mass marketing. Your artist couldn't go to your MTV, your BET, your VH1s back in the day and go ahead and say, yo, listen, I want to talk about this motherfucker right here. And then while I'm at it, won't you play this for me? I'm going to do this. Can't do that. Today's age, you can. So when I see a J.R. Ryder or I see a J Hood, two very respected lyricists out here, underground, just savages when it comes to the bars, do terrible marketing. When you got people reaching out to you. Now, whether you do interviews, you with the fake shit, not, you got to respectfully miss me with that bullshit because I see you in different comments on Instagram and things like this, looking for ways to promote your product. So it makes sense to me as a businessman, like I told y'all earlier, DLS Media Incorporated, Hip Hop News Uncensored, two businessmen sitting on these two platforms right here. We look at situations of how we can better promote our product and better help other people promote their product. And when we see independence, when we see people putting out their music, what better way to promote certain people than to have them on the podcast, have them on the platform, have a conversation like you see your bigger marketing platforms do, all while promoting. And these motherfuckers get crickets. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because they see us on YouTube doing better numbers than them. Maybe they see us. I don't know. But it boggles my mind and it makes no sense. Maybe next time, this is just my opinion, maybe something just to help y'all with. If you decide you want to beef with somebody famous, come to some platforms that can help you properly promote the shit as opposed to staying on your IG because you're doing terrible marketing.
Yeah. I think, I don't know what it is, what people don't, but we definitely, here's how I'll say it. We have to definitely, start, one hand wash the other. If it's artists and it's platforms out there, it's different business arrangements that could be made, behind closed doors, where it could be beneficial for both parties. But one party has to see it, and when they can contact the other party, they both have to see it in order for it to happen. So, some people are always going to remain where they're at because they don't do that. We've seen a lot of people, Cardi B one and 6ix9ine, who was able to use, social media, to their advantage, all avenues. You're not just one or two and think that's going to pop, but any avenue that's available and make it happen. So yeah, man, I definitely agree with you, man. It'll happen though. Eventually, it's like when you have that product, when you got that good shit, they're gonna line up to come get it, and they'll be back.
Indeed,
yes, sir. But yeah, man, you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast is definitely in the books. Everybody who's going to hear this episode, whether it be iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify, just go ahead and do, press the option that allows you to go ahead and share, this video or podcast with anybody. We definitely appreciate that. When you listen to this YouTube, you already know what to do. Hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. Another episode in the books, episode 106. Make sure y'all tune in Friday night at 8 p.m. on Hip Hop Uncensored. We will be live and opening up the phone lines to go over the hottest topics in the week, pretty much and listen to the opinion of the people. Yes, sir.
Do it, man. We enjoyed.